Hello, my name is Bob Keane. I'm president of Delphi Records. I discovered, recorded, and managed Ritchie Valens. This album is a tribute to one of the phenomenons of the entertainment world, whose image, like Elvis Presley, has continued to live on through the years long after his death. His contribution to the music scene and to the Latin people of the world will hold him dear to all for as long as there's music. Now his name has been perpetuated in another form, that of a United States postage stamp. Because of this honor and recognition of the fact that many people who never knew about him or knew that he was the recording artist who adapted and recorded one of the best-known records the world over, La Bamba, we at Delphi have prepared this final compilation of his recorded material. It includes work tapes from the first days that we met when he came to my home to record the songs or bits of songs he knew at that time. Much of the material you will hear has never been available on record before and has now been documented for all to hear. Come On, Let's Go. It's one of the first songs that he sang when he came up to play for me at my home. Ritchie's material was never written down on paper. He had only to lean back in his chair and start playing and singing. One day someone said to him, "Come on, Ritchie, let's go." And from that simple beginning, his first hit, "Come On, Let's Go," was born. And here on track 3 is the original demo from my studio in my home. He would always come to me with a 4 or 8 bar song, a couple of lines of lyrics, and that's all he ever had. Come on, let's go, that's all there ever was. He never wrote anything down, and he never sang the same words twice. He'd make up songs and immediately forget them. So from the demo, with a lot of effort into tidying up the melodic structure, working with Ritchie on the lyrical pattern and working out the correct meters, we transformed Come On, Let's Go into virtually a different tune. In July 1958, I felt Ritchie was ready to record, and I set up our first session at Gold Star Studio in Hollywood. Gold Star began as a demo studio, which became popular with independent record companies because it only cost $15 an hour to record there. In 1958, the owners expanded the premises by building another larger studio in which they installed a new echo chamber with a sound that created Gold Star's future reputation. Later, that chamber played a real great part in Phil Spector's Wall of Sound and also enhanced such pop classics as Rhythm of the Rain by the Cascades, Sonny and Cher's #1 hit I Got You Babe, and the Righteous Brothers classic That Lovin' Feeling. You can hear this sound on the final version of Come On, Let's Go. I teamed up Ritchie with a band which recorded for Little Richard, Sam Cooke, and other hit groups and singers of that time. Renee Hall was on lead guitar, Earl Palmer on drums, Buddy Clark, Downbeat Award-winning bassist, on upright bass, Irving Ashby on rhythm guitar, and Carol Kay on a Dan electric guitar. Ritchie also played rhythm guitar, and the date produced his first single, Come On, Let's Go. It was backed with Framed by Lieber and Stoller, a songwriting team that was responsible for many of Elvis Presley's hits. I spent 5 or 6 hours editing beats in and out of Come On, Let's Go because Ritchie had problems coming in on the breaks in meter. That's when I got to know a tape machine pretty well. So here on track 4 are the results of that first session at Gold Star, with Ritchie Valens singing and playing Come On, Let's Go. I first heard about Ritchie Valenzuela from a young man who was preparing my new business cards for Delphi Records. The date was May 1958. My offices were in Studio City, California, a small town located in the San Fernando Valley, just outside Los Angeles. He asked me if I'd be interested in hearing a young Latin boy from the town of Pacoima named Richard Valenzuela. He said the kids out there called him Little Richard of San Fernando, and I told him I'd very much like to hear him, since Little Richard was a very popular singer at that time, along with Sam Cooke, who I had recorded on my first label, Keen Records. I caught him on a Saturday morning at a theater where he stood up in front of the screen before the matinee started. He was this bull-like kid with an opera tenor's torso, and he banged on a beat-up guitar and had a little beat-up amp worth about $30. After the concert, I met Ritchie and invited him to my home. I remember the day he arrived along with a car full of his friends from a band he was playing with in Pacoima. He didn't know one song all the way through, but he had written some titles and words that he always played. He was very unschooled and very raw. He knew only 3 or 4 chords, and everything he wrote and played was based on those chords. I set up a microphone, and Ritchie sat in a chair and started playing and singing. And here on track 5 is his initial version of That's My Little Susie. Ritchie was born Richard Stephen Valenzuela, a Mexican Indian American in Pacoima, California, a Los Angeles suburb, on May 13, 1941. His parents, Joseph and Concepcion, separated when he was a child. He went to live with his father, who died several years later. Ritchie then returned to live with his mother, but nothing indicates that Ritchie's boyhood was harsh or unhappy, even though he was raised in near poverty. Young Ritchie would spend evenings on front porches in the company of family, friends, and relatives who sang lively Mexican songs for hours. Ritchie himself had a toy guitar made from a cigar box when he was 5, which his uncle John Lozano helped him build. Later, Ritchie met a musician named William Jones, Sr., who lived across the street from his Aunt Ernestine. When Jones saw him trying to play an old guitar with only 2 strings on it, he replaced the missing 4 and taught him how to tune them. He also showed Ritchie how to fret several chords. Ritchie was left-handed, but he learned how to play right-handed and became an accomplished guitarist. In junior high school, he built himself a green and white electric guitar in woodshop class, the same guitar he would later use to launch his career. As Ritchie grew into his teens, he became a little wild. His father had died, and his mother couldn't handle him. He was running with the wrong crowd. There were plenty of tough kids for companions in the north end of the valley. He was sent to live with his mother's cousin, Henry Felix, who gave him the benefit of old-fashioned discipline, and that's all Ritchie needed. When he returned to the family home, he was a changed boy. He was still tough. No one at Pacoima Junior High dared to challenge him, but he was through as a hellraiser. He knew that music was the life for him. Here on track 6 is Rock Little Darlin', another song Ritchie wrote and played for me in my home studio. Now that we have one life to live. That was a statement made by the president of the student body at Pacoima Junior High during an assembly one day in January 1957. Seconds later, there was an earth-shattering crash on the school grounds where a class of young boys were just coming in from their physical education class. 2 airplanes had collided directly above the school, and one of the planes, a jet trainer, fell to earth on the playground. 3 of Ritchie's friends were killed and 70 others were seriously injured. As fate would have it, Ritchie was not at school that day. He was attending his grandfather's funeral. Had he been there at school, he could very well have been one of those killed or seriously injured. From that day on, Ritchie had a fear of small planes. There was an airport in the area for private aircraft, and one day, as he and his Aunt Ernestine drove by, he said to her, "You'll never catch me in one of those little planes." Here on track 7 is Ritchie singing one of his favorite songs, Bluebirds Over the Mountain, recorded earlier in 1958 by Ursel Hickey on Epic Records. For the next couple of months, Ritchie and I were making appearances in and around Southern California to promote Come On, Let's Go. I first heard the song La Bamba while driving with Ritchie to a San Francisco TV appearance. I had just purchased a new Thunderbird, and Ritchie was riding in the back seat, strumming his guitar. Suddenly, I heard this melody, and I asked Ritchie what it was. He said it was called La Bamba, a folk song from Mexico. I felt it would make a good Latin rock song, but Ritchie didn't know the words, and he didn't want to record it anyway. He felt it might demean the music of his heritage. Several weeks later, he agreed to record the song, so his Aunt Ernestine gave us the lyrics, and we were back in Gold Star. Ritchie had a bad cold that day, but I thought he may change his mind about recording the song, so I decided to record the music track anyway. On this next track, number 8, you will hear the actual recording session of La Bamba, and you can hear Ritchie's voice off mic for the musicians to follow. We were back in the studio several weeks later to overdub Ritchie's voice to the track. By the end of September 1958, Come On, Let's Go had reached the top 40 on the national charts, and I felt it was time to make a tour with Ritchie and introduce him to the nation on American Bandstand. I knew that the disc jockeys of America had never seen an act like Ritchie, and I knew they'd be surprised to see that he was a Latin American. I shortened his name to Valens because in those days, if you had a Latin name, you were a Latin act, which of course wouldn't have a chance of even being listened to by the DJs on the top 40 stations. It was a rainy midnight when we arrived at Los Angeles Airport. Our first stop was Chicago. As we walked down the ramp to board the plane, Ritchie looked up and saw this giant 4-engine Constellation aircraft. His comment was, "You mean that thing can actually fly?" I assured him it could and had been flying for some time. And he replied, "Well, Bobo, I guess it's okay if you say so." But I could see he was very nervous and apprehensive. If you're following the music tracks, here on track 9 is another demo written and sung by Ritchie called Let's Rock and Roll. This is a classic Valens song showing the influence of Little Richard and Bo Diddley on Ritchie's music. In Chicago, we did some hops for the DJs there, and Ritchie was very well accepted. Not only the DJs were surprised to meet Ritchie, the kids in the audiences were also surprised, but they warmed up to him right away, and he was a smash. He received the same acceptance in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo, where we took a ride up into Canada and played to a bunch of kids in a log cabin in the Canadian backwoods. Back in Buffalo, New York, we were snowed in for 2 days, which was a real treat for Ritchie since he had never seen snow before. From Buffalo, we went to New York City to do the Alan Freed Show. There he met Fabian and Frankie Avalon, who were almost standard fixtures on the Freed Show. Everyone loved Ritchie, whose humble and gracious manner really threw the New Yorkers for a loop. From New York, we took a small commuter plane to Philadelphia and the Dick Clark Show. This was a small plane, and we had to land several times to pick up and drop off passengers. Just before arriving in Philly, we made a landing on a grass field behind a large factory. There was snow all around, and Ritchie said, "If we live through this, we can make it anywhere." At that point, he told me of his dream of dying in a plane crash. After the Clark Show, we returned to L.A. and immediately started planning Ritchie's first album. By this time, Ritchie and I had formed almost a father-son relationship, and he would confide in me about almost anything that was on his mind. One night, Ritchie called me on the telephone and said, "Bobo, I just wrote a song for my girl, Donna," and he played it over the phone. As usual, he only had the first part of the song, so I told him to come in next day, and on the next track, number 10, you'll hear Ritchie in my home studio playing his song about Donna. After hearing Ritchie sing that track, I guess there's not much doubt as to how he felt about Donna. Again, after much writing and rewriting, and inserting a middle section to the song, a final completed version was recorded there in my studio using my Ampex 601-2 stereo equipment. The microphones were the state-of-the-art at that time, 2 Telefunken U87s. Although Donna was never released in its original stereo version, the songs recorded on this equipment were to be the only true stereo tracks of Ritchie to ever exist. On October 6, 1958, we went into Gold Star Studios and overdubbed a drum, bass, and guitar fill. Ritchie had trouble finding the harmony notes for the opening and closing of the song, so I went into the studio and sang them for him. I then cut a demonstration record and took it to the program director at KFWB, the #1 station in L.A. at that time. To my surprise, the program director flipped over the record and asked me to leave it at the station. On the way back to my office in the car, I heard Donna on the air for the first time, and it was played every hour for the rest of the day. The phone reaction was instantaneous. By this time, Come On, Let's Go had reached what I felt was the top position on the national charts. So I pressed up the demo version of Donna, backed it with what I thought was a B-side, La Bamba, and pressed it up and shipped nationally. Track number 11 on your CD is the final recorded version of Donna, recorded at Gold Star Studios. Donna was an instant hit all over the United States. The record went to #1 in Chicago first, after Los Angeles, of course. Still in L.A., about the middle of October 1958, Ritchie performed his first concert at his school, Pacoima Junior High. This concert was recorded on a small portable machine, but it turned out to be good enough to later release on an album titled Ritchie Valens in Concert at Pacoima Junior High. This album is available as a CD on Delphi Records. The next track you will hear, number 12, is from that concert, with Ritchie singing a song made famous by his good friend Eddie Cochran, titled Summertime Blues. A week later, Ritchie traveled once again to San Francisco, where he performed at the famous Cow Palace. He was in great demand in Southern California, and the balance of October saw him at various miscellaneous appearances: Pacific Ocean Park in Santa Monica, El Monte Legion Stadium, the home of the Latin groups in Los Angeles, Long Beach Municipal Civic Auditorium, Harmony Park Ballroom, and Disneyland. In the middle of November, he traveled to Vancouver, Canada to do the #1 TV show there, and then to Hawaii for several weeks. While in Hawaii, Ritchie met a girl he liked a lot, and when he returned, he showed me a picture of her walking with him on the beach. I don't remember her name, but he never mentioned her again, so I suppose Donna was still his true love. Even though he and Donna saw a lot of each other, she never came to the studio while he was recording. She probably thought it would take his mind off his work. Also, during this time, Ritchie's half-brother Bob was living with the family, but he never surfaced at any studio dates or other functions that I knew of. Ritchie mentioned to me many times how his aim in life was to buy his mother a home, where she could be happy with no more worries. There had been no money coming in yet from sales of his records, but I could see there would be, and I gave Ritchie the money for a down payment on a house that he had found to buy for his mother. Through October and November and into December, we were in and out of Gold Star Studios recording Ritchie's first album. Again, I used the demos we had made at my studio in my home to select the songs. Even though Ritchie could really belt it when he sang a rock and roll song, he had a beautiful, clear voice. His haunting, melancholy sound on his record Donna instantly captured the hearts of millions of people. This next track, number 13, is of Ritchie singing a demo at my home of a beautiful ballad he wrote titled In a Turkish Town. Another song Ritchie sang in the back of the Thunderbird while on his first trip to San Francisco was a song he called the Paddywhack Song. Like La Bamba, I tried to get him to record that song as well, but he told me his mother used to sing him to sleep with that little nursery rhyme, and he didn't want to commercialize it on record. I convinced him that maybe some other little children would enjoy hearing the song too, so he agreed to sing it on his album. Ironically, the same song was released by Mitch Miller of Columbia Records under the title The Children's Marching Song. Here on track 14 is Ritchie singing the Paddywhack Song from his first album, now available on CD, titled Ritchie Valens. After several more appearances in Los Angeles, on December 27, 1958, Ritchie appeared on the Alan Freed Christmas Show in New York City. From there, he went to do American Bandstand for the second time. While in New York City, he was staying with Carl Bloomberg at Allied Distributing. Carl had 4 little girls, and the girls wanted Ritchie to sing at their school. Ritchie had only a couple of hours before plane time, but he sent all the baggage onto the airport, and he went all the way out to their school in Hazel, New Jersey, just to sing for those kids. That's the kind of person he was. He had a big heart, and he was very kind. Returning to Los Angeles, we continued to finish his album. He appeared in his first motion picture, Go, Johnny, Go, with Alan Freed, Jimmy Clanton, and Chuck Berry. In the picture, he sang his song, Ooh, My Head. On January 19, 1959, he threw a party for all his friends at his mother's new house. This was to be a going-away party. He left the next day for Chicago, and then on January 21st, he joined the winter dance party in Milwaukee with Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Dion and the Belmonts. For the next 12 days, the tour took Ritchie to a different city each day. It was winter in the Middle West, and it was freezing cold. They traveled by bus, but Ritchie, having lived all his life in sunny California, felt the cold more than the others. Only 17 years old, he was learning the touring life the hard way. On the night of February 2nd, 1959, I talked with Ritchie by phone. At that time, he told me the bad conditions of the tour, the bitter cold, the bus breaking down, and he wanted to come home. So I said, "Okay, Ritchie, come home tomorrow." The next track on your CD is Ritchie's song Big Baby Blues, recorded at Gold Star Studios. His real talent and ability as a guitarist are shown here as he tells the feelings he has for the blues as expressed on his guitar. Next morning, driving to my office at Delphi Records, I had the car radio on as usual, listening to KFWB. All of a sudden, I heard the disc jockey say, "And now Donna," by the late, great Ritchie Valens. Instantly, I felt a sharp pain in my stomach, as though someone had hit me with a baseball bat. I couldn't believe it. I thought that maybe I had misunderstood what the DJ had said. But when I arrived at the office, it was in turmoil, with people swarming all over and the phones were ringing off the hooks. I felt as though I had lost my own son, not just an artist I had been working with. I recall some of the times we had together while touring to promote Come On, Let's Go. I remember how he would sit up in his bed in the hotel room after the day's performances were over. He'd play his guitar softly, humming melodies from his boyhood. He said, "I'll never record any of these Mexican folk songs. They belong to my people." One song he did want to record was Malagueña, but he never lived to fulfill that wish. Though there is no vocal, fortunately he played what he knew one day in my studio. Here on track 16 is all we have of Ritchie playing his version of Malagueña. I received a call from the mortuary in Mason City, Iowa. They wanted to know what to do with Ritchie's body, I knew that Ritchie's mother couldn't stand much more, so I sent them $8,000 for a beautiful casket. When it arrived in Los Angeles, Concepcion Valenzuela broke down and cried. At least he would be presented in death as he would have wanted, with a beautiful funeral for his family and all his friends. One of the most touching songs Ritchie sang for his first album is heard on track 17, and ironically, it fits the sadness of that moment. At Ritchie's funeral, people came from all around. The press, DJs from the radio stations, celebrities, and even the mayor, who later proclaimed Ritchie Valens Day in Los Angeles. That was almost 35 years ago, but Ritchie is still with us. There's the motion picture of his life as a young musician, his star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Still to come, the Record Hall of Fame, and now, for all the world to see, his very own United States postage stamp. When I first started working with Richard Valenzuela, I recognized his musical talent and his great voice. But as time went on, I began to see more in him. His dedication to his dreams, his honesty in everything he thought, sang, and lived. I wanted him to be the brightest star on the horizon for all those young people of all races who had dreams too. And I believe he is. I still miss him.
Yeah? Yeah, I can't see half of them. Okay. No. I know, but the way you put it here, I was just following you, see? Okay, okay. Oh, wait, don't trust me. I don't want to throw my leg too far. You. I want to get one of those big mics. I don't want to get shot.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Well, do
I don't think so, because you see, Ritchie's guitar has got that big full open sound, and it mixes in with you, see? We lose you unless you got the muffles. Here we go. The name of this song is Ride, Red, Ride. Number 16. Ready? Make sure that you're straight now, Rich. Sing your ass off. Hey, Richie, 2, 1. Richie, when you get to that chorus, boy, give her hell, Daddy.
Okie doke.
Here we go. Wanna kick it off? Take 2.
Well, now my baby's gone. She left me all alone. Well, now my baby's just gone. I don't have no one home. Every night so dark and lonely, my heart is heavy like a stone. Cry, cry all night. Oh, yeah. Well, now, little darling, come back home. Yeah, yeah, one time. Come on and say I broke a string. Are you reading? Everybody through? Remember, you guys play 3 bars, rest of the intro, and you go stop though, okay?
You want me to play blues?
Yeah, sure I will, yeah. So the conga and bass and everything, and the drum will be the only one that'll cut out. 1, 2, 1. Okay.
Renee,
Be sure to give us the break before we get to
you
it.
give the breaks.
I can cue them with.
Here we go, kids. La bamba. Take 1, 1.
Yeah.
Carl, he's going to do 3 notes before we go.
Oh, he's got the intro by himself first. You're gonna make that going into 8. Is that what you mean?
He's got the intro. He is.
Well, it won't fit because he starts bomb, boom, and you say bomb, bomb. See what he starts doing? Okay, I'll count it off for you, Ricky. I'll count it off for you. 1, 2, 3.
Slow it down just a hair.
Slow it down.
Oh, it is slowing down a hair. Just a hair up.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Richard's got that by himself, ain't he?
Yeah, Renee was gonna make a pickup into his thing there, see? No. He's just gonna make a pickup to you. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Take 1.
1,
Yeah, I think it should go up a little bit. It's going to get tiresome, you know?
This is Bob Keane, and I'm taking this opportunity to speak to all the young people who have written to me and who are listening to this album. These are fragments of ideas not yet polished or completed. Ideas that Ritchie recorded at my home from time to time as we worked preparing new material.
No, just play this one. Sing this one? You're mine, and we belong together. Oh, yes, we belong together. Oh, for eternity, eternity. You're mine. sitting here all alone, wondering what I'll do. Oh, little darling, where are you? Oh, well, now I just don't know what I'll do. Darling, 'cause I don't have you. That's why I'm so blue. Oh, oh, oh. Try, darling, you're the only one for me, and there'll never be no one else. As I love you. Oh, 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 oh. Well, now that I cry, just wishing and praying for you. Well, there is no one like you. Oh, now you're the only one I know, and I love, always love you so, darling. Now that you're gone. Well, now my baby's gone. Please let me all alone. Well, now my baby just gone. I don't get no cry, cry all night. Oh, yeah. Well, now, little darling, come back home. Well, now, little baby, I really love you so, and I will never let you go. So come on, rock some more. Well, now that you love me, come on, wiggle some more. Yeah, one now. Come on, little darling. Oh, one more time. Come on, you say you'll be mine. Well, now that you love, come on, rock. the sea, bluebirds over the mountain, bring my baby back to me. Every boy and girl meets another, when my darling never gone, when you told me darling above, come on baby, come back home. Bluebirds over the mountain, seagulls over the sea, bring my little baby, bring my baby back to me. Oh hello, 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 bring baby back to me. Oh hello, hello, bring my baby back to me. Donna, where can you be? Where can you be? Oh, yeah, I love you. Oh, I do. Oh, I need you. Well, now that you're gone, I'm left all alone. Never knew how far home. Since she left me, I never been the same. 'Cause I love my girl, Donna was her name, oh yeah. Donna was her name. now, little girl, I will never go, but leave you all alone. Well, well now, little girl, yeah, I'm on a rock all night. Well, little baby, just hold me so tight. Where you got me to talk, oh, rolling all night. Well, little girl, just rock and do time. Just kiss me, well, kiss me all night. Well, little girl, just hold me so tight. Just kiss, baby, kiss me oh so fine. Many lips just taste, they just taste like wine. Well, now, little girl, where you gonna rock all night? Well, oh, so fine, my baby, just your lips like wine when I just saw. Oh, oh, little baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. There across the sea waits my fair loved one in a Turkish town, waiting there for me. And I know that someday we will live in love, as the mystic Turks say, like the stars above. I know that she's waiting, and I'll always love my little Turkish town where she waits. And I know that someday we'll live in love, as the mystic Turks say, as the stars up above. Well, I got a girl named Sue. She knows what to do. She just rock me from here to my tomb. She knows how to roll and rock it too. That's my little Susie. She knows what to do. She rocks to the left and she rocks to the right. I'm so tired, I don't even know what to write. When my baby gets so tired of me, I'm gonna do just like Misery. Gonna draw my suit and go back, 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 rockin' again. Well, she gets me on the floor every now and then. Just rocks all around my head. I don't even know what to do. Well, now she rocks to the right and she rocks to the left. Sometimes I don't know where to go. When my baby gets a hold of me, I'm so tired I can set her free. So come on, Susie, baby, let's rock again. Let's get all the tiredness out of here. Come on, baby, let's just rock once again, again. No, 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 no. Well, my Susie, baby, knows how to rock. Sometimes I don't even know when to stop. She just shakes me all over my head. When she gets me doing the hand, well, come on now, let's rock again. Come on, baby, never set me again. Come on, baby, let's all rockin' again. Oh yeah, oh yeah, all rockin' again. Oh yeah, oh yeah, all rockin' again. Come on, let's go. Well, now just hold on, little heart. Well, just kiss me once more. Come on and hold. Well, I want you so, and I will never let you go. Whoa, darling. Oh, yeah. Oh, real swinging, baby. I love you just some. Oh, man, love. Oh, man, love. darling's gone. I'm left all alone. I'll do, 'cause I miss her so. My nights are so lonely, I cried all night long, 'cause my darling's gone. I don't know what I'll do when the day that she left me, I never been the same, 'cause I love my darling, and I'll never be the same. My nights were so lonely, I cried all night long, 'cause my darling's gone, and I'll never be the same. Oh, never. Oh.
Start off again.
Sorry, Frank. Sorry, Frankie.
Well, she's gonna be chasing me all night long. Well, sometimes, baby, I don't know what way to jump. But she got me rocking and she got me rolling all night. Well, now, little baby, gonna shake me. We gonna rock just 1, 2, 3. And now, little baby, all my night. I just don't know where to fly, so come on, let's rock and roll. wants again round and round. And never, never stop just looking around. 'Cause I love you so, and I will never let you go. Well, I had a girl, Donna was her name. Since she left me, I never been the same. 'Cause I love my girl, Donna, where can you be? Where can you be? Now that you're gone, I'm left all alone. Never do have our own home. 'Cause I want you, Donna, yeah. I had a girl, Donna was her name. Since she left me, I never been the same. 'Cause I love my girl, Donna was her name. What? We're not a little girlie. I'm getting so tired just waiting for your daughter. I wanna get to the dance tonight. I wanna slow all the way. Well, now, every time I come here, you're fixing your hair. Come on, little baby. Let's go to hop and rock it up tonight, dear. 'Cause I wanna just dance, dance. Well, now, just rock along, baby. You know, rock along, baby. Just rock along. Rock it up tonight. Well, now, every time I come here, you're fixing your hair. Come on, little baby. Let's go to hop and rock it up tonight, dear. 'Cause I wanna just dance, dance. Well, now, just rock along, baby. You know, rock along, baby. Just rock along. Rock it up tonight. Just rock all the way. bit too high, though. What if we go back to that B flat, what do we call it?
It's the way you sing. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, it's the way you sing, but...
Five.
Well, now my baby's gone. She left me all alone. Well, now my baby's just gone. She left me all alone. Every night so dark and lonely. My heart is heavy like a stone. Cry, cry. Oh, yeah. Come, darling. Come back home. Yeah, yeah, one time. Come on and say you'll be mine. Just one more time. Come on and say you'll be mine. If I should lose you, I'll always have you on my mind. Cry. Oh, yeah. Well, little baby. Oh, cry, cry. Oh, yeah. Oh, little baby. I'm gonna say you be mine. Every night so dark and lonely. My heart is heavy like a stone. Well, now, little baby, I'm gonna try to lose you. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby.
There's no break on that last chorus.
Bob.
Thank you very much. Could Ritchie come out for a minute? Ritchie? Would you do something for me?
What's this?
Would you please sing Summertime Blues?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if I can have a little bit more power. Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna raise a bus, I'm gonna raise a hogger. About working on summer just to try to earn a dollar. Well, a cold my girl, try to get a date. The boss says, no doubt, son, you gotta work late. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Well, my mama, papa told us so, they gotta make some money. If you wanna use a car, go right next door. Well, I didn't go to work, told the boss I was sick. You can't use a car 'cause you didn't work a lick. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. It's gonna take 2 weeks for having fabrication. I'm gonna take my problem to the United Nations. Well, a comb with many, he said, quote, a lot like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Thanks, Ritchie. That was wonderful.
Stay beside me, here beside me. Stay beside me day after day. When I'm feeling blue, let me look at you. Oh, my darling, please won't you say you will stay beside me, help and guide me, never, never leave me alone. Trust and love me, be proud of me, let me keep you for my own. With your love, you make me strong. Come to me, that's where you belong. Stay beside me, close beside me. You know it's you I adore. When meant for me, you'll always be my true love forevermore. Oh, with your love, you make me strong. Come to me, that's where you belong. Stay beside me, close beside me. You must know it's you I adore. You were meant for me, you always be my true love forevermore, evermore.
So here is the final song in the album, a perfect cross-section of the great Ritchie Valens singing the songs he would have made famous had he lived. One of Ritchie's greatest records was a Mexican folk song titled La Bamba, which he adapted. This next track was to be the follow-up to La Bamba, its title, Malagueña. This song also is a great American-Mexican standard, and as you can hear, would have been another million seller, we're sure. Although Ritchie had not put his voice to the song as yet, if you try, you can picture him singing it, with all the fire that was in his guitar playing, laying a foundation for his great voice.